In March 2026, average household credit card debt reached an all-time high of $1,280 billion. But before you think this is someone else's problem, I want you to conduct one quick experiment. Open your banking app, go to your history for the past month, and find the categories for entertainment, subscriptions, or miscellaneous. Now imagine that each of these numbers is a small drop of blood that you are voluntarily giving to the system. While you are watching this video, more than half of the planet's population is experiencing financial stress that is biologically identical to the state of a prey being pursued by a predator. The cortisol in your blood is skyrocketing not because you have little money, but because you have lost control over it. The myth that must die right now sounds like this. You need to earn more to become financially stable. This is the most expensive lie in human history. Nassim Taleb, in his theory of the black swan, makes it clear. The complexity of a system is not a sign of progress. It is a fundamental vulnerability. Today, I will show you why your pursuit of success has turned into running in a wheel that is being spun by the banks. We will break down a mathematical model that will prove a person with an income of $3,000 can be 5 times wealthier than someone receiving $10,000. This is not magic. It is the pure physics of capital. You are losing this game not because you work too little, but because you are playing by rules that were written specifically to ensure you are left with nothing. And if you watch until the middle, you will understand why your comfortable car is actually the most effective tool of your enslavement. Welcome to the salary trap. In 2026, we are faced with the phenomenon of sticky inflation. Your income may grow by 5 or even 10% a year, but this is only an illusion of moving forward. Hidden inflation in key sectors, housing, medicine, and education, eats up everything you have earned above the norm. The modern economy is a giant mechanism of social engineering. It operates on 3 pillars. The first is lifestyle creep, or lifestyle inflation. Have you noticed that as soon as your income grows, your old car suddenly becomes unworthy and your apartment becomes cramped? You are told that your social status is the sum of your receipts. The second pillar is the debt cycle. Credit cards have become a bridge to the next paycheck, but this bridge has a toll, and the interest rates in 2026 have become simply predatory. And the third, most insidious pillar is hidden complexity, intentional complication. Cashbacks, tokenized bonuses, buy now, pay later systems. All of this is created with one goal: to blur the moment of physical separation from your money. Your brain has stopped perceiving spending as a loss of resource. As Ray Dalio wrote, credit is simply a way to borrow money from your future self. When you buy something on an installment plan, you are literally stealing time and energy from the person you will become in 5 years. And judging by current trends, your future self is already on the verge of bankruptcy. Let's move on to the hard math that isn't taught in schools because financially literate people are impossible to manage. Morgan Housel, in his fundamental work, The Psychology of Money, derived the ideal formula. Wealth equals income minus ego. Your ego is the most expensive liability on your balance sheet. Consider 2 real-life scenarios over a 10-year horizon. Scenario 1, the status optimizer. Income, $10,000 a month. It would seem to be the ultimate dream, but expenses amount to $9,500. This includes leasing a trendy Tesla, subscriptions to every possible service, dinners at restaurants for the sake of content, and clothes from brands that will be out of fashion tomorrow. Only $500 remains for investment. With an average market return of 8% after 10 years, such a person will have about $90,000. This seems like a decent amount until a crisis hits. The slightest tremor, and this house of cards collapses because his burn rate is too high. This is a fragile system. And now, scenario 2, the money minimalist. His income is significantly lower, $6,000, but his expenses are strictly limited to $3,000. He does not live in poverty. He lives consciously. He doesn't buy things to impress people he doesn't even know. He directs the remaining $3,000 into investments. After 10 years, using the same 8% return, his capital will amount to more than $540,000. Think about it. The income is half as much, but the final capital is 6 times greater. The mathematics of compound interest is relentless. Wealth accumulation depends not on how much you earn, but on what percentage of that income you retain. Your financial stability is the magnitude of your margin of safety. If your expenses are minimal, you can survive any storm. Minimalism in money is not a restriction of consumption. It is the maximization of your leverage. Now that the figures have opened your eyes, let's create a step-by-step algorithm for exiting the system. These are not just tips. These are the rules for survival in the economy of 2026. Rule 1. Total financial detox. We live in an era of subscription slavery. Companies are trying to turn every aspect of your life into a monthly payment. Once a quarter, you are obligated to perform an audit of your bank account. If a service does not bring you money or provide deep, conscious satisfaction, it must be destroyed. Your task is to minimize the number of automatic deductions. Every such deduction is an invisible chain that keeps you at a job you dislike. Rule 2. Creating a freedom fund or FU money. Forget the classic advice about a 3-month emergency fund. In a world where artificial intelligence can replace entire departments overnight, you need a 12-month reserve. This is your insurance against humiliation. When you have money for a year of life ahead, your voice in the boss's office sounds different. You gain the ability to take risks when others are trembling for their jobs. Rule 3. The barbell principle. This is a strategy of asymmetric risk. 90% of your savings should be in the most boring and safe instruments: cash, gold, short-term government bonds. This is your foundation. And the remaining 10% you can direct into extremely aggressive assets: venture projects, cryptocurrencies, new technologies. If this 10% burns up, your life will not change. But if they fire, they can double your capital. Never bet everything on medium risk. That is precisely where the market eats most investors. Rule 4. Valuation in hours of life. This is the most powerful psychological tool. Before purchasing an item costing more than $500, calculate how many hours of pure working time you need to spend to pay for it. But calculate honestly. Subtract taxes, commuting costs, and lunches. If a new smartphone costs 150 hours of sitting in a stuffy office, is it worth it? Most likely no. An object is just the materialized time of your life that you will never get back. Rule 5. Geographic arbitrage and mobility. In 2026, financial stability is inextricably linked to the ability to quickly change locations. Minimalism in belongings gives you mobility. If your business or job depends on one point on the map, you are vulnerable. A minimalist owns assets that fit in the cloud or in a single travel bag. Financial minimalism is not a philosophy of poverty. It is a philosophy of absolute power and autonomy. When you need little to feel safe and happy, you become the most dangerous person for the system. You cannot be bought with a salary increase if it requires you to work 80 hours a week and not see your family. You cannot be intimidated by a layoff or a crisis. Stability is not when you have a garage full of things that require insurance, repair, and security. Stability is when a huge, insurmountable chasm, filled with your personal capital, lies between your real needs and your financial capabilities. This space is your freedom. As the great Stoic Seneca said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." We live in a unique time when asceticism has become the highest form of luxury. In 2026, the most scarce and expensive asset is not Bitcoin, gold, or real estate. It is your personal peace and a clear mind in a world that has finally gone mad from endless consumption. Your path to freedom begins not with buying stocks, but with giving up the excess. Right today, immediately after this video ends, take the first step. Open your statements. Find that one expense that was made only to meet someone's expectations or to drown out an inner void. Cut it out without regret. Start building your fortress today, because tomorrow the system may demand much more from you than just money. It will demand your soul, packaged in yet another loan agreement. Do not give it away. Be simpler, be stronger, be free.